In this demo, we'll take a look at recording a TechData export. Let's start by clicking the Record and Export link in the Technical Data Transfer Supervisor box. This will take you to the page where you will be recording your export. Let's begin by clicking New to record a new export. You'll notice orange dots next to certain fields in the form. These indicate mandatory fields. The first is reference number. This can be anything that is relevant to your organization internally. Let's use the number 123456 in this example. Division and employee fields, as you can see, are already pre-populated. You can simply confirm that this information is correct and proceed to the next field. The next field is for the authorization number. This is where you're going to select either the license or the agreement that is applicable to the export that you are recording. In this case, we're dealing with a TechData export, so we'll select an agreement, such as this TAA. The next three fields, type, export method, and courier, are what we call learning fields, identified by the watermark image of a university cap. As you use the system, these fields will begin to get populated with off-use entries, making creating and submitting new forms a little bit easier. For type, let's say we're using a previous entry, and select agreement from the drop-down menu. For export method, we'll select the FedEx box. Clicking the drop-down for courier, you'll notice the field is blank. In this case, we can manually enter the information, FedEx. The next step is to enter the date and the time that the export occurred using our calendar tool. Next, we'll fill out the items section with items involved in the export. We'll assign the quantity and unit value of the item being exported, in this case a quantity of 1 and a unit value of $1,000. Once we enter this information into these fields, we click on the little green plus sign and the information gets added to the system. Moving to the right side of the screen, the next field of information to be filled out is parties. This is where you're going to enter information related to the parties involved in this export. For this example, let's just use Joe Smith. The next section for party names is where you can identify any individuals or firms involved with this export. Let's say, for example, example buyer B. The following section is where you can identify any exemptions or exceptions being used. We won't use any in this particular example. The countries of destination is where you select which country or countries are being exported to. We'll select China for now. Certifications refers to mandatory practices required before the export takes place, such as restricted party screening or end-user screening. Finally, we'll get a chance to attach any related documents, be they waybills, courier slips, or any copies of the license or agreement involved. Let's add the aforementioned blueprints in this example. Once you've completed all the information on the form, the final step is to click on Save.